safer streets, lower costs, and better schools. This is the platform on which I am running, as well as a strong commitment to protect the taxpayers of this district, as well as students and the school system from radical progressive policies that stand to threaten our public safety, as well as the prosperity of our local municipality. There are two competing visions for the economic future of North Carolina, as well as the social order of North Carolina. We have a progressive vision for North Carolina's economic future and social order. Their progressive policy proposals are very much in alignment with a lot of the DSA agenda. And then you have a conservative, common sense vision for North Carolina's economic future and social order. Again, a social order that is rooted in common sense and an economic future that is rooted in basic classic economics, yeah? Basic arithmetic, basic accounting 101, basic finance 101, right? So it's super simple here. It doesn't require a lot of rebranding and euphemism and a whole lot of wordiness to try to sell our policy proposals. And furthermore, you're able to see the results over the past 15 years here in North Carolina under conservative leadership. When they took it over, we were over what, $5 billion in debt in the red. And the past 15 years, we've been running in the black, right? In addition to lowering our income taxes and property taxes, or policy proposals that are seeking to lower our property taxes and a myriad of other things, incentivizing businesses to come back here. This is all under Republican leadership, and you can see and feel that progress. Sure, there are things that need to be further tweaked and things that we can go further on, but I'm a person that sees the glass half full as opposed to glass half empty. And I would be a candidate and a legislator that seeks to collaborate and work with people as opposed to demonize my opponent. The ethos, the heartbeat, the motivation, the inspiration for my campaign is unity. As you see here, unity values, right? They're inspired by two events, one in scripture and one in Wilmington history. First being Revelation 7:9, that talks about all nations, tribes, people, and tongues around the throne of Christ, worshiping him irregardless of their diversity, right? Just a diverse group of people on one accord, unified around that one common interest and goal, which is to worship Christ. In a similar fashion, in Wilmington history, there was some unlikely bedfellows that came together, put aside their differences, and came together to win some elections. It was white and black Republicans in this city, as well as some farmers who had basically walked away from the Democrat Party and created their own independent party. It was a populist party. And long story short, they decide that, hey, we have some common interest. And they decided to form something called a fusion party. Basically, fusion politics was happening all throughout the South during the Reconstruction era, and Black Americans were foremost leading and thriving during that era as political leaders, business owners, and so on and so forth. So I'm inspired by the unity of that fusion coalition where in this context, I would love to hopefully attract common sense Democrats who maybe feel abandoned by their party, as well as Republicans and any common sense independents, right? That we could come together and coalesce around what I'm calling my campaign unity values. Yeah. First, results over rhetoric. Anybody prefer results over rhetoric? Public safety over lawlessness, lower taxes over higher taxes, academics over indoctrination and activism. Yeah. We want our kids to master academics. I don't think that that's controversial. We don't want them to be politically indoctrinated to want to transition their gender at 10 years old, you know? I don't think that that's controversial. Common sense over nonsense. is a value. Empowering people over empowering the government. And then my favorite, organic capitalism over crony capitalism, because there is a difference. And unfortunately, my opponents will try to conflate the two, but that's another video for another day. I'll do one of my voters must know segments, and I can explain the difference between organic capitalism and crony capitalism, lest I digress. But again, there are two competing visions for North Carolina's future, and it's that progressive vision, and then you have a common sense conservative vision. And essentially, to sum it up, what they are proposing is government sponsored everything for all, which eventually leads to government sponsored poverty for all. And what we are proposing, conservatives, is simply opportunity and prosperity for all. We want to give you the tools to teach you how to fish. Okay? We don't want to give you fish. That's it in a nutshell. So, safer streets, lower costs, better schools, that will be accomplished via simple basic economic principles and common sense. I'm Latisha Grady, candidate for North Carolina House of Representatives, District 18, and I am yours in service. I want you to vote for me on November the 3rd.